JJ, you're up first.
Jeff, what went wrong today for your team?
We couldn't run the ball. Couldn't protect our quarterback, and that's really hard. FAU did a great job of taking away what we like to do. They were committed to playing everybody down in the box and making us throw the football in the outside lanes. We missed a couple of post patterns when protected. We missed some balls down the field. We just never completed a pass down the field, I don't believe. And had a lot of shots. They were giving us the shots to do it, the coverages to do it, and we just didn't get that done, JJ. So that's on me. I'm the head coach, and we got to do a better job of running the ball, protecting our quarterback. And when we do protect them, we got to hit some of those throws and catch them. So long day for the offense. It was the first time all year I felt like our offense did not play good team football. The entire year, we might not have scored touchdowns, but we've ran the ball. We've moved the ball. We've had first downs. We've had field goals. We've done just enough to be in every ball game. And today we just didn't do enough on that side of the ball.
Why go to JoJo there at the end of the game? Was Frank healthy, or is that just a coach's decision?
He was just getting the heck beat out of him, and why keep letting him do that? And JoJo needs to play too. I mean, you need some quarterbacks, obviously, this year. You could tell by the way we've been. We've had to use 4 already. That it was just good for him to get out there and play a little bit. Nothing about Frank. I spoke to Frank on the sideline. I reassured him. It had nothing to do with him. It was just JoJo needed to play too.
They held Sincere down pretty good today. What did they do to limit the run game?
Just 9 in the box. I mean, the safeties were they might have been standing at 8, but they were flat-footed and coming downhill. And you got to throw it over them. And we just couldn't. And, they made the big play where their guy went up and made the play. And we just didn't make those plays today. That's on me, JJ. I'm the head coach. It's my responsibility. And we didn't get that done today.
Okay, Greg.
Jeff, it seemed like a lot of their blitzes were able to get home. What were the challenges of getting them blocked up?
It wasn't. There was a couple of zero blitzes that we could have got, we should have got the ball out. But it wasn't anything crazy, anything we hadn't not seen. We just weren't very fundamentally sound. We didn't do a very good job. Technique, and it's just never quite that simple. They did some good TEs, and they brought some good zero pressures, and until you can beat people, receivers make somebody miss and throw the ball down the football field, guys are going to keep doing that kind of stuff. And we had a little bit of that last week, when Ty broke some of those tackles. That kind of stuff will make people nervous, but we got to get more of that going. And I repeat, that's on me. We've got to do a better job giving our guys chances.
You had Maka and Kevin Davis flipped up front with Kevin Davis at center. Was that an injury situation that led to that, or what can you tell us about that?
Yeah, there's just some injuries going on. I'd really rather not talk about them too much because I don't like the opponents to know exactly where my kids are injured. But, yeah, it was one of those kind of decisions. Nothing about Kevin or Maka. Maka's fantastic.
Did that create any challenges for you guys, either with communication or just being less familiar with the roles?
KD's such a veteran, and so was Maka, that those kids were fine. But, it's 2020, man. It's probably our 8th starting lineup. Welcome to the year.
Did you feel like FAU was just the better team and outplayed you guys, or do you put it all on kind of mistakes that you made and things that your team could have done better?
Yeah, I'm never going to tell my kids some team's better. I'm just not going to do that. I'm the head coach. It's my job to get them better. My kids played as hard as they could, and we didn't get it done as coaches. End of story.
How do you evaluate the defensive performance overall?
Fantastic, almost like they are every week. Started a little bit slow, but once they got going, y'all were like me. Y'all were like, they're not going to score again. We just got to find a way to score. And it's so frustrating because you just got to score one time. And we just couldn't. I mean, it was so frustrating. It was frustrating for you to watch. Imagine being on the sideline. It was extremely frustrating, and especially when you're the person responsible for it. You can imagine how frustrating that is when it's my job to fix it, and I couldn't fix it.
That first touchdown drive for them, did they catch you guys off guard on the 4th and 1, or what happened there?
No, it's just we were off guard might be strong, but they went tempo on some stuff, and we just were a little discombobulated. So off guard might be that sounds like we were unprepared. It was more communication and tempo and just getting used to the speed of the game. And I would never say you get catch Tyrone Nix off guard. He's not off guard very much.
Did you feel like there were a couple penalties just that proved costly or came at the wrong time? How much of an impact was that?
Always on the road, those keep showing up. You know, the holding penalty on the touchdown was huge. That would have made it 10-10, but that's not why we lost. The late hit out of bounds over there. I mean, I need to watch them before I make any I can't make any comments anyway, Greg. It doesn't matter. You guys watched them, and you know, I just would rather not comment. But obviously, we're not good enough yet to overcome those penalties, Greg. You are correct.
Okay, Jonas.
Coach, spoken on it a handful of times this year. Consistency, right? So you come out the season, you win your first 3 games, drop the next 3, win at home, lose 1 today. You know, of course, like it kind of goes across the whole offense, which I think you've spoken is the most inconsistent part of this season. Of course, you change quarterback 4 times and stuff like that, but you kind of hope to rely on Sincere McCormick. But he gets bottled up again in another loss. So just can you speak to the consistency that you're still chasing after 500 at this point in the season?
Yeah, I think all that you said, Jonas, has a lot to do with all of it. The other guys know we've had to switch quarterbacks too. The other guys that we're going against know that we got a really good running back. You know what I'm saying? So that they're playing us a certain way right now. We anticipated that. We just didn't hit them down the field. You got to hit those. When you get them protected the way we protected them, we got to hit those throws. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It's on me. I got to get that fixed and got to keep working at it. And that's the stuff people are going to make us do. They're going to make us throw the ball out there because they're going to make sure they stop Sincere. He was close. He was close. As the game went on, he kept getting closer and closer. I thought he was going to come out of there, and we just couldn't get him out of there.
I guess on that point, you know, last week it kind of took him a whole half to get started going too. Today looked like you might have that same kind of thing. He was limited on carries in the first half, wasn't really getting the yards per carry. And I saw you really turn to him on that first drive coming out of half, trying to get him involved. So it just kind of never clicked.
Yeah, we were close. And they were so in the box. I mean, it's just so hard to call play. Unless you want us to get in the wishbone or the power eye. Back in the old days, I mean, it's hard to handle all those people in there. You're going to have to throw it out there some. And he battled. He competed. We didn't do a real good job for him as coaches either. We could have done better. But, yeah, it's very frustrating. Like I said earlier, we've been inconsistent this year, but we were consistently moving the ball. Today, we did not even move the ball very well. You know what I mean? It was just a different feel today than I felt like earlier, the other 7 games.
Speaking of a different feel, Coach, you said earlier this week to start the week that this matchup would kind of be a case study, right? Of fresh and just 2 games versus having repetitions and having gone through 7 games as a team. What do you think that the evidence for the case study, if you were to make one at the end of the 2020 season, what does a performance like today show?
That's a great question. I challenge our kids all week. Are we a good team or are we a great team? I thought today was our chance to make a statement that we were a great team, and we didn't do that. And I repeat, I'm the head coach. It's my responsibility. For whatever reason, I did not have our kids ready to go today, and which is unfortunate because they practiced really well this week. And it's funny because somebody asked me, what does that mean when y'all practice well? I mean, great energy, focus, and they really worked hard this week. So when you're responsible for that, you feel terrible when kids work that hard and I couldn't get them a victory.
So just to sum up and wrap that one up, Coach, do you think that their fresh roster and only they're kind of like only 2 games, lack of injuries, stuff like that, do you think that gave them a little bit of an advantage today and you guys couldn't just overcome that? Or do you think that it was like the freshness of a team didn't really have a factor to play today? I
was hoping that their conditioning might wear off in the fourth quarter. I thought that might help us, but that didn't even work. So, you know, obviously we have some injuries, but I'm sure they do too. They had 2 running backs out. So I just think when I go back and study, it's going to come down to the 2 questions. Why couldn't we run the ball better? And why didn't we protect the quarterback better? And I don't know, I've said it a bunch, that's on me. Whatever that answer is, it's on me. It's my responsibility to get them better, whether that means get them fresher, whether that means schematically, but whatever, that's on me as the head coach.
Got it. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Jeff.
We'll get a player in here shortly.
Sorry, man. That was
Thanks,
embarrassing.
Coach.
I apologize.